NBA basketball on Fox Sports Net. Cavalier fans hoping the Cavaliers can continue the winning ways at home. Back on the home floor again for Paul Silas and the guys as they welcome in Mike Dunleavy and the LA Clippers. Hi everybody, great to see you. We're delighted you're here. Michael Regai with my partner Matty Gukas. The Cavaliers, this starts a very important stretch. 4 games in 5 nights, a couple of them on the road. Want to continue the winning ways at home. Matty Zydrunas Ilgauskas, the last 3, has been exceptional for the Cavaliers. Yes, he shot the basketball well, but how about his distribution and his willingness to work at the defensive end?
You know, Michael, I thought early in the season, the first few games, Big Z looked troubled, confused, didn't know where his shots or touches were going to come in the offense. Since then, Paul Silas has made sure that Z is getting the ball. Obviously, he looks much more comfortable, and consequently, his game is coming around. And I also think the fact that Z was held out of a few games there when Sagana Diop was the finisher. That sent a message, and Zydrunas Ilgauskas heard it, and now is handling it very well. In every phase of the game, we see the offensive output and the assists, that's all great. But what's going to keep Z on the floor late in games is being a defensive presence, and he's been doing that.
Paul Silas loves it when he's the focal point. He really showed up in that regard on Saturday night. Now, the Cavaliers have gone right to the head of the class in shots rejected in the NBA. Matty, they had their own swap party in here. It set an arena record on Saturday.
Well, you would expect that if Sagana Diop was part of the mix. He was not the other night. It was a whole bunch of other people, in particular Chris Mim with 6 of them, and that last one you saw a critical one by LeBron James. Shot blocking is great, and what it does, Michael, it starts a lot of fast breaks if you can keep those blocks in play. And as we know, the perimeter players of the Cavaliers love to get out and go.
That they do. Now tonight it's the LA Clippers. Oh, by the way, the winners of 4 in a row. The LA Clippers. Elton Brand's on the shelf. He's already played 1 game, and Corey Maggette and Quentin Richardson, 2 of the top 14 scorers in this league. A lot of offense on this club.
Well, Corey Maggette just gets better and better every year in every phase of the game. He's becoming one of the top small forwards in the NBA. And Quentin Richardson, a down year last year because of injury. Healthy right now. He's rebounding besides scoring 22 a game, and he's probably the best post-up big guard in the league right now. He's going to be a package for everybody on the Cavaliers. Got to really guard him and Maggette.
You should keep an eye on that tonight. The Cavaliers, they've dominated the LA Clippers of late. 111 of the last 15 as Carlos Boozer points the way. Will it be more Cavalier success? Paul Silas for the Cavs. They played well at home. Time to watch LeBron James get set to go. Coming at you next.
Look again, look again.
Ford truck season is here. Check out the pickup everyone's talking about. The only truck that's earned the right to be the next F-150. Plus the new Ranger, Heritage, and Super Duty F-150s are here. And truck season means a low monthly lease payment on the 2004 F-150. Only $299 a month. Ford truck season. On now. Be there.
Where you been?
It took 49 seconds to buy the newest cross trainers, 56 seconds to buy a case of protein bars, and 32 seconds to join the city's best gym. Time saved versus dial-up, 7 minutes, 36 seconds. What could you do with 7 minutes and 36 seconds? Get SBC Yahoo DSL for $26.95 when you sign up online. At this price, isn't it about time? One more way we bring it all home.
Children of the playground, stop your play. I have an announcement. The time to see the Cavaliers is now. I repeat, the time is now. Do not be slow. There are still seats available. And don't run with scissors. Seriously. Thank you.
Okay, do you remember anything before the piano hit your head?
No.
Name.
You tell me.
What city are we in?
France? Hey, that's a Wild Mountain chicken sandwich from Wendy's. With their spicy chicken, Colby Jack, bacon, red onion.
And a smoky sauce.
A hot and smoky southwestern pepper sauce. And you can get it on a hamburger. Fantastico.
For a wild flavor you can't forget, try our new Wild Mountain combos. Wendy's, it's better here.
So, where was the Wendy's?
France?
And remember, you can eat great even late.
Cavaliers basketball on Fox Sports Net tonight being brought to you by Aflac. Ask about it at work. Also by GMC. They are professional grade. And by Subway. Good, so you don't always have to be. Also by Kaiser Permanente and by your Northern Ohio Pontiac dealer, Fuel for the Soul. The LA Clippers, they've won 4 in a row. They come to town. Cavaliers have been strong at home. We'll get to the starting lineups. Get the basketball in the air to roll. It's coming at you next on Fox Sports Net.
I'm Andy Baskin. Welcome to Cavaliers basketball on Fox Sports Net. You know, the NBA is going to have a different look next year when the 30th team enters the league. That's the Charlotte Bobcats. How will that affect the Cavaliers? Well, take a look at the way the Central sits right now. You've got the Cavs, Chicago, Detroit, Indiana, Milwaukee, New Orleans, Atlanta, and Toronto. But New Orleans, Atlanta, and Toronto will leave as the NBA will drop to 6 divisions in the Eastern and Western Conference. What does that mean? It means 1 more championship banner, and for the Cavaliers, that means 3 less teams in the Central. Let's send over to Michael Regai and Matt Gukas with the call of tonight's game. Guys?
Andy Baskin, appreciate that. Yeah, we'll break down that a little bit further with regard to the new alignment in the NBA as the Cavaliers and the LA Clippers get set to go. My partner Matt Gukas all ready to go to work. Our Toyota keys to the game. And Matty, how do the Cavaliers stay on the roll at home?
And by stay under control, I mean the fact that the Clippers shoot just under 90 shots a game. Unheard of in the modern NBA. So they like to go up and down. Cavs want to run, but they have to do it selectively. 5 men to the defensive board. There'll be plenty of missed shot opportunities. Can't rely on just the big men. All 5 guys got to get to the board. And Maggette and Richardson, 2 tough offensive customers. You got to defend them with purpose.
Cavaliers 3 up and 7 down as the starting unit gets set to go for Coach Paul Silas. We take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Ford. Said all 3 Cavalier wins here at home, 3-1 on the year. It's Darius Miles and Carlos Boozer manning the forward spots tonight. Zydrunas Ilgauskas, who's been blazing his last 3 in the middle, and LeBron James, who averages just about 17 points and better than 6 rebounds and 6 assists per game. Teams with Ricky Davis in the backcourt. For Paul Silas, Silas has been to the playoffs with his Charlotte/New Orleans ball club each of the last 4 seasons in his 9th year as an NBA head coach. The Los Angeles Clippers, an early season success story. They've won 4 in a row. They go with Corey Maggette and the rejuvenated Chris Wilcox for the injured Elton Brand at the forwards. Chris Kaman, the Mid-American Conference Player of the Year from Central Michigan, will make his NBA starting debut tonight. Marko Jaric, a 6'7" guard, big point guard, to team with Quentin Richardson for Mike Dunleavy. As we mentioned, 10 years prior experience, his 11th year as a head coach. Had a very successful run for 2 years with the LA Lakers, and then 2 50-win seasons in Portland before taking last year off. All right, it's time for the Cavaliers and the Clippers to take you to the hoop. Hope you enjoy it tonight right here on Fox Sports Net. As the Cavaliers will get the first look at the offensive end. Cavaliers offense, of course, sharp when they needed it to be in crunch time against Philadelphia. Cavaliers want to test Chris Kaman right away. Shot clock at 5. Miles from the baseline. Quentin Richardson, the best friend of Darius Miles, to take down the Miles missed jumper. Chris Kaman, MVP of the MAC tournament last year, tried to finish with the left hand, didn't fall for him.
We're trying to figure out why Mike Dunleavy would start the rookie Kaman against the Z. Look out. Somehow or other, LeBron James, Paul Silas said a good screen on me. I don't know.
LeBron doesn't need much daylight as he got to the rack and smashed it. LeBron had that tremendous eye-popping throw down the other night. Quentin Richardson misfiring on that jumper as the Cavaliers will start to the other end. What was so special about it, Matty? Really not the finish, but what drew 20,500 out of the seats, the catch behind his head from LeBron James. Ricky Davis got denied by Chris Kaman. Maggette's in a hurry. Corey Maggette, so quick with that first step to the hoop.
Well, transition defense is going to be key. The reason why this team is leading the league in scoring at about 104 a game is because they get out and run, get easy baskets, take a lot of shots. So transition defense will be very important.
Boozer baseline against Chris Wilcox. Carlos will fade away and is going to get to the free throw line. Let's go back and take a look. And Matty, it appeared as if everything just opened up and LeBron James said, I'm going to the hole.
Well, what happened was it was not a real initial fast break situation, but the Clipper defense, such as it is, and quite frankly is not very good, unsettled in getting back themselves in transition defense, and LeBron James, sensing it, took advantage of it, got that little random high pick from Zydrunas Ilgauskas, which opened up the clear lane to the basket.
Carlos Boozer, that 15-point, 15-rebound extravaganza in the win over Philly. 5 times this year he's been at 10 boards or better, as Boozer will split the pair of free throws. And Carlos, his 3rd double-double of the year Saturday night. He led the ball club with 21 as a rookie last year. So the big lead guard, Marko Jaric, operating with Quentin Richardson. Chris Kaman starts 0 for 2 as that jumper bricked off the back iron. It'll be Cavaliers basketball.
Boy, Quentin Richardson is really becoming an accomplished offensive player. He has so many different ways to score. He came off that wing pick and roll beautifully, the way you're supposed to do it with speed, turn the corner if you can. He did, got in the lane, drew the defense, and got a good look for Kaman.
So it's Marko Jaric with the assignment on LeBron James. Zydrunas wheeling on Kaman. Oh, that was pretty and fluid from Z against the rookie.
Excellent footwork. No way Kaman can guard Z one-on-one. He's going to have to get double team help, but Z took it so quickly, no double team could get there.
Now Maggette will operate baseline. Darius Miles got a piece. So did Ilgauskas, and Miles came away with it. Now LeBron James on the attack. Ricky Davis will triple as James found him, and Ricky dialed long distance.
And the Cavaliers can't relax after they score, even on a fast break like that. Of course, it was a long jump shot. Must get back on defense. You can see Clippers even trying to push it out of the net.
Chris Kaman forcing that, fading away. Ilgauskas bothered him. James with that extra gear. LeBron's runner came up on the side of the iron. Exactly what you're talking about as the Clippers continue to push at every opportunity, and that's going to be an offensive foul on the former Maryland Terrapin standout, Chris Wilcox. And Matty, the Chris Wilcox, Carlos Boozer intrigue will continue. As we said in the pregame show, Maryland against Duke. Boozer had the upper hand 2 years ago when Duke ousted Maryland from the Final Four. But then Maryland won the national title, and Chris Wilcox was a big part of it in 2002.
He certainly was, but he also, like Carlos Boozer, had a wonderful supporting cast.
Yeah.
So did Chris Wilcox at Maryland.
It'll be fun to watch that tonight. But right away, Peja Drobniak is checked in. Miles on the back down. You can put that down with one more coming on the Chris Kaman foul. Matty, we've seen Darius Miles out of post-up a lot more this year than in his initial year with the Cavs.
They did it a little bit at the end of last year, trying to find where his offense was going to come from in the half court. But again, he's got such a terrific body, used it very well there, and he's got the wide shoulders and create space for himself. It's just a matter of developing some touch in and around the basket that's not a dunk, and some confidence.
That had to feel good, that hoop for Darius Miles. The last 2 games, just 8 of his last 29 from the floor. Under 30%, but Miles off and in fine fashion, as are his Cavalier teammates here early. Cavaliers by 9. Sports show period. Cavaliers in the post, and then out to LA right here on Fox Sports Net. Shot clock at 12 as LeBron James, Darius Miles trying to rip that basketball away as Chris Kaman remaining on the floor with Peja Drobniak, who checked in for Chris Wilcox. Clinton Richardson's going to load up that triple. Boozer kept it alive. Chris Kaman with a jump hook, and he's going to get to the free throw line. And that Cavalier foul will go on Darius Miles. Zydrunas Ilgauskas started to the other end.
Well, and you can't blame Z for that. He went out and challenged that long jump shot from Quentin Richardson. There's no way he can get back in rebounding position. So a little gamble there by the big man, not the worst thing in the world. Trying to guess along with Mike Dunleavy why he would give Chris Kaman a start. He is coming off his best game in the early part of the season. 8 points, 9 rebounds in 32 minutes. I think thinking that Z is playing so well for Cleveland that Kaman's got a pretty good inside game, even for a rookie. Might be able to get Zydrunas Ilgauskas in some foul trouble. That has not happened yet.
Could see Kaman got in the weight room this summer after he decided to opt out of his senior year at Central Michigan. Z got in trouble, somehow found Darius Miles baseline. LeBron James. That's an offensive foul on LeBron as he planted Corey Maggette. be number 1 on the Cavaliers' first round overall draft selection.
One of those catches again by LeBron James, the long wingspan, able to pull it back in, but got himself out of control as he left his feet.
Marko Jaric turned the corner, gave Kaman a good look, and Darius Miles sent him away. Block shot number 3 already. LeBron James off the Boozer pick. Paul Silas telling LeBron James, now let's get after it. James inside. Oh, was that athletic and pretty. And a nice look, too, from Darius Miles.
Well, what LeBron James does that many other players don't do in the UCLA offense is he makes a good hard cut off that high pick, and he'll get himself open from time to time.
Chris Kaman's going to keep trying it around the cup. Drobniak had it slapped away. It'll be Cavalier basketball. As we go back, Matty, to the slash you were referring to from LeBron James.
Yeah, that pick set up there by Carlos Boozer at the high right elbow. Well, LeBron James is making a hard cutoff there, which makes that defender bump into the screen and lose contact with James, and that's why he can get open on a play like that. If you just waltz through there, you'll never get open.
LeBron James went no looking to Darius Miles. Put that in the hole, and one more coming on the Clipper foul. That's going to go on Marko Jaric.
Well, the other night, last Wednesday night in Miami, we saw Darius Miles a little bit geeked in going against former teammate Lamar Odom, who's now with the Miami Heat, and maybe got taken out of his game a little bit. He's obviously in that same mentality here against his former team, the Clippers, but playing much, much better.
Carlos Boozer and Zydrunas Ilgauskas combining for that hard hat work on the offensive glass. Z got the putback to go.
Yeah, this is not a good rebounding team, the Los Angeles Clippers, so plenty of offensive rebounding opportunities for the Cavs.
Off the Richardson miss. Darius Miles, he took off and wanted to throw that down in a big league way and got denied up at the rim by Marko Jaric. Cavaliers will look like they want to blow LA right out of the gym. Darius Miles will step to the line. I want to remind you the Cavaliers host Kevin Garnett and the Minnesota Timberwolves on Friday night. And Pau Gasol and the Memphis Grizzlies come in the following Saturday, November 29th, Thanksgiving weekend. Atlanta Hawks show up Saturday, December 6th. Single game seats on sale now. There's the number to call. All Ticketmaster ticket centers are at clevelandcavaliers.com. Come on down and be a part of the fun here at the Gun with the Cavaliers as Darius Miles came up 0 for 2 from the floor. Jaric will turn the corner. Went to the reverse, and it went down.
Marko Jaric looked out of the corner of his eye, saw Keon Dooling ready to check in. He figured he better do something, either to possibly stay on the court or get something done before he goes to the bench. It's to the bench.
There comes Keon Dooling. Dooling, who had been starting as a lead guard for Mike Dunleavy. 4th year, 6'3" out of Missouri. When Jeff McGinnis went free agenting up to Portland, Dooling expected him to assume that lead guard spot. They like him. They like his talent and skills. Back door there. Ilgauskas Miles tried to swallow him up. Chris Kaman. Give Kaman an A for effort, Matt. He's trying to stay with it off to a slow start. 0 for 5 from the floor. He does have 4 boards.
Yeah, he'll work hard in and around the basket. In college, he was a very high percentage shooter. Made his free throws as well, but had the dubious distinction of leading the NCAA in turnovers at over 4 a game.
He had a fabulous junior season for Jay Smith at Central Michigan as they won the MAC regular season and tournament title here at Gun Arena. Matty, you saw him in the NCAA tournament beat Creighton as he had a big game, and it actually had the bigger game against Duke the next night, didn't he?
No, he had a big game against Creighton as well. He actually had a poor game, but at the end of the night he had.
Oh, LeBron James. See, when we tell stories about other folks, LeBron says, I'm going to go into the high-flying mode.
Keep an eye on the first overall pick in the draft. He might be doing something out there.
LeBron James. Levitation, young man. Wow. Kaman again, challenging Ilgauskas. Never got it to the rim. James in a hurry. LeBron James found Ricky Davis. But bury that jumper. LeBron just got, it seems like, Matty, that right arm is extended to the basketball.
He's putting on a show right now. He's mesmerizing this crowd and these Clippers, stopping on a dime to make that last play.
Corey Maggette went through the paint and got it to drop. Well, Maggette with his second field goal make. Cavaliers with a 21-9 advantage. Ilgauskas gave it up to Boozer. Carlos fading away, and Darius Miles to pound it down.
Well, you can just see the Cavaliers oozing with confidence right now. Sharing the ball, moving without the ball, getting to the offensive board.
Dooley will come off the Kamen pick. Quentin Richardson soaring high on the glass. Drobniak swallowed up by Cavaliers. Dooley will miss fire on the three. Davis in a hurry. James, touch pass. Busted. Oh, they love this basketball at Gund Arena. Are the Cavaliers hearing about this?
Well, it doesn't get any better than this. We've already seen some highlight plays. This is absolutely gorgeous. The touch pass from LeBron.
A 20, so as you can see, we come back live, and Zydrunas Ilgauskas just got whistled for his second personal foul as he tried to defend against Peja Drobniak. And here comes Sagana Jup, Matty, who did not go on Saturday night. Third-year pro out of Senegal, Oak Hill Academy, because of the plantar fasciitis problem. Turning the corner, Quentin Richardson. Carlos Boozer showed up. Oh, is that a strong defensive stance by Boozer?
Kind of becoming contagious now at the defensive end with everybody alert and everybody going for block shots.
LeBron James not able to triple. Corey Maggette on the sprint to the offensive end. Maggette took a hit and is going to get to the free throw line. That Cavalier foul is going to go Darius Miles, and that'll be number 2 on Miles.
Michael, we have some athletes in action here tonight besides LeBron James and Darius Miles, Ricky Davis, Corey Maggette, and Quentin Richardson. With those 5 guys, you're seeing some of the best athletes in all of basketball. I said one of the keys to the game was selective running by the Cavaliers, but once Mike Dunleavy went, when Chris Wilcox had some foul trouble, came in with pre-drag Drobniak along with Chris Kamen. They're just too slow. They just can't get back in transition defense. Cavaliers took advantage of it.
Ira Newble is peeling off the warm-ups. He's going to check in, and that will be, is intended to be for Darius Miles, but LeBron James has a cut that has drawn blood. Yeah, so here comes Newble for Miles after he got his second personal. You see Max Benton working on LeBron James, who
whatever he put on LeBron's cut is a stinger. He's saying somebody blow on it. He's not that tough after all.
Corey Maggette split the pair of free throws, so Miles going to stay in. Newble was going to come for Miles, but James right back to the table. Miles off the breakdown. I'm not sure if that was intended for Ricky Davis on that lob.
I think he was caught in between, didn't know what to do, and consequently put it in between Ricky and the basket.
Ricky Davis' pass is stolen away by Quentin Richardson. It's Richardson with Corey Maggette. Maggette's going to just trigger that quick three. Boozer with another board. Davis attacking the hoop. Wave that off, and Derek Stafford's got an offensive foul on Ricky Davis. Ricky can't believe it. Matty, we would have to take a look and see if he used that off arm.
Yeah, a delayed call by the official Derek Stafford. Ricky was looking for a call himself, thought he got hit on this play. Watch that left arm. Yeah, wow. That is really, I guess you got to call that if you stick that chicken wing out there. Ricky's not going to make a huge complaint out of it, wisely so.
So Ricky will sit down, his first personal foul. J.R. Bremer on the floor. J.R. averaging a little over 5 points per game. The young man grew up on the east side of Cleveland, out of St. Bonaventure. Maggette will challenge Sagana Job. Drobniak had a putback. Clippers ice cold at the offensive end. LeBron James now being checked by Keon Doolin. A double team help. Ira Newble. Wouldn't go down for Newble from the baseline. Inside the 3-minute mark, Cavaliers with a 15-point lead as James shuts off Keon Doolin. Richardson will play two-man with Dropniak, who finished it strong at the hoop. And Carlos Boozer coming up a little bit gimpy. Doesn't look like it's anything serious, but Boozer, who has don't ever see him succumb to any type of even minute injury situation. Maybe rolled the ankle there as he went up and challenged Dropniak. Cavaliers with a 13-point lead as a moment ago. LeBron James being worked on by Max Benton. That's the reaction. Number one, trying to find where Carlos Boozer, who said he challenged Dropniak, and hard to see if he landed on it, the foot of Dropniak or Sagana Diop.
You almost think of Carlos Boozer as physically invincible. He's got the powerfully built body and bangs around all the time. That's the first time I've seen Carlos Boozer show any signs of being walking out there.
Yeah,
so
he's going on the floor. As Max Benton
rub it up a little bit and get out there.
Yeah. So we take a look at our Jared Jewelry's Gallery of Jewelry Shining Star, and first 10 professional games for the likes of Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, Kevin Garnett, and the numbers of LeBron James just blow those three megastars away. They were all 18 years of age out of high school. LeBron James, of course, the same, the overall #1 selection. Carlos Boozer stays in the lineup for the Cavaliers.
Clippers' man-to-man defense was not very sharp in the early part of the first quarter, so they've got zone now.
J.R. Bremer had that shot attempt rejected. It'll be L.A. Clipper basketball. Boy, J.R. Bremer now just 10 for his last 50. And, Matty, that's a rather chilly 20%. So he hit the three the other night. Cavaliers hoping that he finds a stroke.
Well, I think part of the problem is Cavaliers are trying to use him as a backup point guard where he's doing a lot of ball handling out up top. That's not really his strong suit by any means. Where he should be is off the ball as kind of a flare guy, a spot-up shooter. That's what he does best.
Cavaliers #4.
Chris Mim now is going to check in for Carlos Boozer. So Mim, during the course of his previous 3 games after getting the 6 block shots for the career high, Mim had averaged 13.3 points a game on 53% shooting. And Chris the other night did not get in the book point-wise, but the 6 blocks and 4 rebounds. Corey Maggette with a couple of free throw makes, and the Clippers are back to within 11, as close as they've been for a while. Right now it's J.R. Bremer with Ira Newble, Chris Mim, LeBron James to raise up. A triple try in the hands. Corey Maggette. Clippers chance to get a little bit closer. Quentin Richardson back rim with that jumper. Dropniak will run it down. Dropniak trying to power his way up against Sagana Diop. Cavaliers again quickly to the offensive end.
Now Clippers matched up a little bit back into the zone. They've gotten 2 straight stops.
J.R. Bremer not able to cash out that 3. Well, Bremer, he has got to keep firing and looking for his shot. Richardson went back rim as he got to the hoop. 6 consecutive field goal misses for the L.A. Clippers. Now Mim to unload. That'll come up short. And last touch from Chris Mim. Make that the Cavaliers now with their 7 straight field goal misses, as Carlos Boozer is probably going to get another tape job.
Well, right now, this little zone in that last possession, the Clippers were all mixed up. A couple guys playing man-to-man, few playing zone. Cavaliers unable to take advantage of it.
This is Melvin Eli, second-year pro out of Fresno State. That jumper never got to the rim, and Cavaliers can use it all. This first quarter that started so blazing for the Cavaliers, ending with not much of a whimper. As we said, the Cavaliers have misfired on their last 7 field goal attempts. Now LeBron James with 4. James against Dooling lost the basketball, and that will end the first quarter. Cavaliers went scoreless in the final 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Our first quarter numbers brought to you by the good folks at Dodge. And Matty, 14% for the LA Clippers, a ball club that has come in here on a 4-game win streak.
And a key player for the Clippers, Quentin Richardson, who's been on fire the last 3, averaging 27 points, also pulling down 11 rebounds during that time period, playing great basketball. He's 0 for 7. That's a big part of it. But the biggest part of it is Cavaliers defense. For the most part, getting back in transition, stopping the fast break chances for Los Angeles, and then just being very aggressive in the lane anytime a Clipper ventured in there, either blocking or changing a shot.
The Cavaliers and Clippers combined for 36 rebounds in the opening quarter, so there were a lot of availabilities off Clipper misses to be had for everybody. Now here's Corey Maggette taking it strong to the hoop, and he'll finish before Sagana Diop could get there. Maggette's got 9.
LeBron, who has been improving by leaps and bounds with his individual defense, that time got caught flat-footed against a very quick player in Corey Maggette. You got to readjust a little bit, bend those knees a little bit more, and be ready to anticipate.
Ira Newble trying to bounce his way to the hoop. Reverse didn't go down. It'll be Clippers basketball, as the Cavaliers suddenly going very, very cold again now, dating back to that first quarter. 8 consecutive field goal misses.
Well, no fast break opportunities, so the Clippers have solved that for the time being, and also the little zone that they're playing. Nothing all that special, but the Cavaliers using up too much time on the clock and generally settling for a bad shot.
Keon Dooling, that rainbow jumper. See the length of Sagana Diop as he got up on the glass. LeBron James, J.R. Bremer, the triple. Needed it, filled it up. Been a long time coming for J.R. Any consistency with the stroke, but that looked good leaving his hand.
Well, he's shooting the three-pointer at 11 for 33 coming in. He's actually a better three-point shooter than that. He's been woeful from two-point land.
Yeah, better from home run range, 33% to 28% overall.
6 for 30 from twos, but you can see right now that J.R. Bremer is thinking too much out there. In fact, on that last catch, I thought he delayed a little bit, looking for where his feet were instead of just going out there and playing. Got that deer in the headlight look a little bit.
Well, know this, and the Cavaliers do, as Dropniak can't connect on the jumper. To become a team that is balanced the way Paul Silas wants to be offensively, they need J.R. Bremer to space that floor and hit the 3.
No question about that, especially with the bench punch. You got to get some scoring punch, and especially while LeBron James is out getting a breather.
Shot clock at 4. Ricky Davis is back. Davis has got to deliver, and he will bury the jumper. Ricky's got 7. Just checked back in a moment ago. Kevin Ollie on the floor in his 7th year out of UConn. I thought Kevin had his best all-around game as a Cavalier the other night and went over Philly. Dropniak showed it on Sagana Diop, and now is going to get to the line on that Cavalier foul on Chris Mim after Dropniak beat Diop.
Dropniak does not get to the free throw line very often, just 5 for 6 coming into this game. Primarily, he stands out on the perimeter, a lot of pick and pops where he'll just take that jump shot. He does that very well. Good passer, as a lot of the European big men are, and good outside shooters.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas to check back in. Z has been extremely warm. He'll replace Sagana Diop. And again, if you're just joining us, Z averaging 23 points per game in the last 3 on 66% shooting from the floor. As Dropniak will connect on a couple of free throw makes. Kevin Ollie in a hurry against Eddie House, who's checked in. Davis to raise up. Dropniak on the glass for the Clippers. Cavalier lead is a dozen inside the 10-minute mark. Marko Jaric is back, and that's going to be a kick. And it will stay with the Clippers.
Cavaliers are taking some ill-advised shots against his zone defense. The shots are there, but they're not really making the zone work. And to do that, they got to get somebody to flash into the middle, get it in there, and either look to the weak side or look down low on the baseline where you'll get real high percentage shots against a pretty flimsy zone right now.
Here's Eddie House with his first jumper of the night, and that'll go down for House. In his 4th year out of Arizona State, played with Pat Riley in the Miami Heat. And all of a sudden, the Clippers are back to within 10. Davis with a quick step. Bremer to triple. J.R. Bremer 1 for 3 on the home run ball here in his stint on the floor. Drobniak pounding his way in the paint against Mim. Wave it off, says Derek Stafford, and he has got a hold on Chris Mim. And that'll be 2 quick ones on Chris.
We're seeing Drobniak doing some things that he normally does not do as a low post player. Now putting the ball on the floor. The awkward looking shot got a bad break there. It did not get continuation, so it'll just be a side out of bounds for Los Angeles.
But Darius Miles is going to check back in, and it's going to be to replace J.R. Bremer. As Miles had a strong start. Darius in 9 minutes, 7 points, 6 rebounds. Last year against his former ball club, Miles averaged 13 a game. Jaric will come up very short into the hands of Ogauskas. Jaric tried to pick the pocket of Ricky Davis. The Davis leaner very soft, and it'll look rough.
I don't think we mentioned enough what a terrific defensive job that Ricky Davis did on Allen Iverson the other night. Now Allen was banged up and did not have all his troops with him. Nevertheless, Ricky did an outstanding job.
Ollie gave it up to Davis, who fouled Ogauskas. Mim tries to power it up. Chris Mim forced it in the hoop.
Just overpowering right now. Z just bullying his way to the basket. Chris Mim getting excellent position. Nothing the front line of the Clippers can do with that.
Eddie House made that extra pass, and Peja Drobniak can do that. Step out on the floor and stroke jumpers.
That's where you'll generally find him, and that's tough for Z to get out there and challenge that shot. Z wants to be protecting in that lane and really not comfortable out on the perimeter defending.
Drobniak with 6. Darius Miles is going to load it up and lace it. Looked real good out of the hand of Darius Miles. Got word on Carlos Boozer as Melvin Eli will misfire on the jumper. Bobby Simmons couldn't get the putback to go down. They're going to jump it up when we get back. So we'll tell you about Carlos Boozer when we come back. Or if you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again. Also by McDonald's in your local Northeast Ohio McDonald's restaurants. I'm loving it. And by Toyota, featuring America's best-selling car, the Toyota Camry. Good to have you along tonight out of Gund Arena. Michael Regai with Matt Gukas. Cavaliers lead it by 14. They got off to that big start, but we're told that Carlos Boozer, who came down awkwardly on his right foot while going up to challenge a shot in the second quarter, is being evaluated by team doctors and returned to the game questionable right now. That up to the minute out of the Cavaliers locker room. So that's, as we said, you know, Matt Erdman not used to Boozer leaving the game for any reason at all since he went into the starting lineup in January of the last basketball season.
I mean, you just expect him to always be ready and fit as about anybody in the league.
Yep. Carlos 2 days before he'll celebrate his 22nd birthday on the 20th on Thursday. So happy birthday a couple days in advance to Carlos. The question is right now, though, will he be able to return tonight? Mim and Ollie play a 2-man. Mim's got to fire that deep jumper that's right there. Second field goal make for Chris Mim. He's got 4.
You can see the look of determination on Chris Mim's face. He's feeling good about himself and his game right now. He's found his role with Paul Silas and what he can do for this ball club. And it's been a lot of positives.
That pick and fade for Peja Drobniak. Mim continuing to work over the glass. So Mim and Darius Miles, if Carlos Boozer doesn't return tonight, will get extra work. Well, Ricky Davis got a chance to set the scenes look at it, and then deliver that triple.
Well, you can see the Clippers, they're just not a good defensive team. And right now with the lineup that the Cavs out there, they just don't respect the outside shooting. Of course, Ricky Davis can knock down those perimeter shots and three-point shots, but nobody within shouting distance of it.
Speaking of threes, Marko Jaric to drain that triple.
He's shooting 53% from beyond the arc. That's outstanding. 10 for 19 before tonight.
Him flashing wanted the basketball. Zadrunas was going to work off that right block, and Z will be at the free throw line when we come back. Now the Cavaliers trying to go to 4-1 at home and started well, up by 16. Have shared in tonight as we take a look at our Aflac trivia question this evening, testing your basketball knowledge. What player in Clippers franchise history was acquired and traded 6 days apart and later named to the NBA Hall of Fame? Acquired and then traded 6 days later and named to the NBA Hall of Fame. All right, we'll think about that for a little bit and come back and see what we come up with. Zydrunas Ilgauskas will be at the line for the Cavaliers. I mentioned Carlos Boozer and his birthday coming up on Thursday. Do you remember what it's like? I know you do. To chase a 1-year-old around the house?
I do. Yes, I know it well.
I'm doing that now.
And little Cal on November 20th?
No, 19th, tomorrow.
Close
He's turning 1 year old, so I know.
That's why you're in such good shape.
Yeah, I'm trying. If that's to be the case, I owe it to chasing him around, which is becoming a big chore on a daily basis.
A lot of fun.
It's a great deal of fun. I love it. So, yeah, happy birthday to our Callisto tomorrow.
I'm sure a big party will be.
Absolutely. We'll look forward to that. Eddie House will step back and misfire on that jumper. As Darius Miles quickly to the offensive end, and Miles will crush it as he went all the way to the hoop. Put back now is going to go down for Chris Wilcox. And Wilcox, Matty, you were saying, he's had big games. 5 as a starter.
That's his game, though, right there. Getting out and running. Jaric did a good job of pushing after the dunk by Miles to get it down there and get a quick shot. That's the way I think Mike Dunleavy looks at his ball club and said that's our only chance, is just try to outscore some people because they are very weak defensively.
LeBron James ready to check back in. Ricky Davis on the rip away. Eddie House was holding on to Kevin Ollie to not allow the break. As we go back to Darius Miles flying to the hoop.
Well, Darius Miles is starting to play a lot like he played his first 2 years as a Clipper when he came off the bench. Played about 24 minutes a game and had a nice role there. And, of course, he was on the finishing end of a lot of passes from Jeff McGinnis, who had 2 good years there for them, where they just let him go as a free agent. But it's good to see Darius back healthy and playing well.
Zadrunas stepped through at that dotted line, and he got the roll. So Z, with his 4th field goal make, Zadrunas 4 of 6 from the floor. He's got 9 here in the opening half. And that intended pass down to the baseline to Chris Wilcox went right by him and out of bounds. For the Clippers, Matty, they don't throw the basketball around a lot because shots are going in there.
Well, actually they do. They average 16 a game, but that's only their 3rd tonight, 4th tonight.
LeBron James turned the corner. Look at that kick out from James. Darius Miles cashing out the jumper. And the lead is up to 21 now. Quentin Richardson too strong. Chris Kaman on the glass. Kaman, who is adept at using either hand in the paint, not able to connect there.
Well, LeBron James makes things happen as soon as he comes off the bench. That penetration and just that instinct, knowing where everybody is out on the floor and able to make the delivery.
Here's Quentin Richardson now against his best friend, Darius Miles. Took a bump from Miles. And if that's Darius, that'll be his 3rd personal foul as he and Quentin Richardson developed their relationship in their 2 years with the Clips.
Well, between Chris Kaman and Quentin Richardson, they are 0 for Cleveland. 0 for 8 for Richardson, 0 for 7 for Kaman. And Richardson has the look of a player right now who looks up at the scoreboard and said, oh, this could get real ugly. I better go get mine. And we used to see that a lot from the Cavaliers last year when they would sense impending doom, and then some players would go just try to get their own statistics, and that's always trouble.
Darius Miles is going to get a blow because of his third personal foul. I remind you, the Indians are celebrating 10th anniversary of Jacobs Field. Season ticket packages starting as low as $180 are on sale now. Number to call, 216-420-HITS to purchase your Indian season ticket, 81 game or partial game plan package. Now inside the 4-minute mark, Cavalier lead is 20. As Quentin Richardson split those pair of free throws. Chris Mim flashes in the paint on Wilcox. Mim with that jump hook. How about that? Perfect from Mim. The bucket, the bump, and he'll go to the line.
Started out with, first of all, good movement off the ball by Chris to catch in the paint, and then that little shove wasn't called on Chris Wilcox. But there was a push there, but Chris strong enough to hold his balance and get that shot off the outstretched arm from Chris Kaman.
There's Chris Mim at the free throw stripe now, trying to complete the three-point opportunity for the Cavaliers. Mim will do that. Now Chris Mim averaging 7 points and about 5 boards and shooting 52%.
And depending on how serious the injury is to Carlos Boozer, it could mean a lot more minutes for Chris Mim.
Now Richardson's going to fade away over Ricky Davis. Quentin Richardson having a tough shooting night. LeBron James in a hurry. James in a blur went glass. Ilgauskas to clean it up.
And there's no assist there from LeBron James, but you could almost treat it like that. That kind of penetration makes the defense all react to him, and even the soft miss off the glass results in a fairly easy basket for Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
25-point Cavaliers lead. Not an assist there, as Matty says, but 6 of them on the night for LeBron James, who has been flying around Gund Arena. And it's their largest of the night. All right, let's finish off that Aflac trivia question now. Tough one tonight regarding this LA Clipper franchise. What player in Clippers franchise history was acquired and traded 6 days apart and later named to the NBA Hall of Fame? They were also the Buffalo Braves, right? Before becoming the San Diego, now LA Clippers. Right. Moses Malone. Buffalo, 2 games and was shuffled off to Houston. Moses, who was here in Gund Arena on Saturday night. Quentin Richardson says, well, I need a jumper to go down, and he'll trigger that home. As you hear Paul Silas screaming at the Cavaliers for somebody to get back and help Kevin Ollie. Now Ollie with a blur. LeBron James. And it'll be Cavalier basketball. Well, James was, man, he looked like LeBron's head was up around the square as Richardson came flying at him.
Well, he got that a step too soon. He was a little too far out, but with the long strap, well, he got hit on the head. Now, LeBron, who rarely complains to officials, has been unhappy with the last couple of times he's touched the ball. He felt he has gotten hit. You could see he got hit in the head that time.
Well, Ricky Davis forcing that as he came to that jump stop, but is going to get to the free throw line on that Clipper foul. And that is going to go on Chris Kaman. 3 on Kaman.
Back to that Moses Malone situation. Actually, he was originally picked up in dispersal draft from the ABA. I guess Moses was the Utah Stars at the time. Originally picked up by the Portland Trailblazers. And it was only there about 2 days. Then went to Buffalo and then to Houston.
Yeah.
Right.
Your memory's still right on the money, partner.
Well, I totally forgot the Buffalo part of it. I remember the Portland part.
Ricky Davis at the stripe. I want to remind you, closed captioning tonight being brought to you by our friends at Metro Health. And Ricky Davis having a big second quarter. Ricky's got 14 on the night, 9 of them here in quarter number 2. The Cavaliers are up by 25 again. And Davis now with the assignment on Quentin Richardson. Corey Maggette being checked by LeBron James. Maggette bounces his way to the hoop. Richardson, a strong offensive rebounder for 6'3". Kevin Ollie got that good bounce pass from Ricky Davis, setting sail to the rim, and he'll go to the line.
Well, Quentin Richardson is an outstanding offensive rebounder for a guard, but anytime a guard gets in there on the board and is not successful, it's going to open up some running chances, and Kevin Ollie did a good job to take advantage of it.
As we were mentioning, Matty, is Ollie, who has been the Cavaliers' best free throw shooter at 93% on the year, misses the first. But Kevin had his best overall game, 28 minutes the other night, 6 points, 4 boards, couple assists, couple steals, and ran the offense well.
I thought he played well in the losing effort in Miami on last Wednesday, too. Did a lot of good things as far as attacking the basket, making good passes in that particular game.
That's what Jim Paxson was looking for, veteran help off the bench. Kevin Ollie and Ira Newble. LeBron James got decked, basketball loose in the paint. Chris Mim will battle. Quentin Richardson came out of the pack, threw it up at the iron, and now Ollie in a hurry. And there's the bump and the foul from Keon Dooling. Clippers just having all kinds of trouble, shooting 19% on 10 of 51.
It's been brutal. And Quentin Richardson's just trying to do everything himself right now, trying to get his numbers. Got bailed out by, of course, Keon Dooling as the lead guard's going to be back, and small forward Corey Maggette protecting Quentin Richardson, who can get inside. He can get to the offensive board. He's a good post player, but right now he's playing totally out of control. You see that 1 for 12.
Kevin Ollie.
Ira Newble returns.
As Ira Newble will come back in. And Ollie at the free throw line. Zadrunas will sit down. Z with 16 minutes in this opening half. 11 points on 5 of 7.
If it wasn't for that little drought that the Cavaliers had in the closing minutes of the first quarter for 3 or 4 minutes against the zone of the Clippers, they'd have 70 points.
As we said coming in, the Clippers give up 100 and almost 5 points tonight, the highest total per game allowed in the NBA. Score the most, give up the most.
The shades of the old Denver Nuggets, but the Doug Moe's team, he would claim, and they did. They played much better defense than this team does.
Ira Newble, you see Newble shut off the paint. Dooling gave it up and turned it over.
Oh, well, Ira Newble's an outstanding defensive player, individually and team.
With a minute 20 left in this first half. Kevin Ollie to get the Cavaliers in their offensive set. Moving LeBron James away to the other side of the floor. And Derek Stafford's got a hold on Corey Maggette, I believe. Yeah, it'll be Maggette. Now coming up at halftime, stay right here. Spitzer Dodge and Chrysler Jeep halftime report. Andy Baskin and Austin Carr will take you through. And a chat with Bob Donowell Jr., assistant coaches on Paul Silas' staff. So LeBron at the free throw line. James with his first point of the second quarter. He's got 7.
Maybe the only blip on the screen for LeBron James in this early part of the season is his overall free throw shooting, just 61%. But you get the feeling that will improve as he becomes more and more comfortable playing in the NBA.
Splitting the pair there. Now Dooling on the blow by. Nice give up to Wang Juju on the floor. And Juju, of course, who started with Dallas and hadn't been getting much run with the LA Clippers, Matty.
No, and he's another one of those tall players that does not do much inside, much more comfortable on the perimeter, good outside shooter. But you kind of asked the question way back when, how did this Clipper team win 4 games in a row? Other than they were all winnable games against some poor teams. But you know what happens to a lot of teams, Michael, when they take that early trip to Japan? It's going to hit you eventually. It's grueling. I remember years ago when Jerry Sloan, the Utah Jazz, went over there. It wiped them out for a whole season. Nobody could recover.
And the Clippers did start with a pair against Seattle. And then came back to the mainland, the States. Kevin Ollie tried to turn the corner. Robniak shut him off. Shot clock at 6. Chris Mim had to give it up. And the Cavaliers are going to turn it over. 35 seconds left. Maggette to the rim. And Ira Newble wrapped him up and clipped him. And Maggette will be at the free throw strike.
Paul Silas thinking it was a illegal dribble there. Felt that Corey Maggette picked it up and then put it down again. We catch the end of that play, but that's how you commit a hard foul without committing a flagrant foul. And there's a knack to that. You just don't wail away at people. That you got to come down hard across the arms so the arms don't come up, but still make sure that the smart thing Newble did there was grab onto Maggette so he didn't go hard to the floor unattached.
You have to like Corey Maggette's game. Of course, he signed that offer sheet with the Utah Jazz that the Donald Sterling and the Clippers, they said they had to deal with all kinds of free agents, restricted and unrestricted last year, and they opted to keep Corey Maggette.
And Elton Brand. Signed a big one with the Miami Heat and let Andre Miller and Lamar Odom go. And Michael Olowokandi, in effect, walked away but did not get a huge contract.
Well, the whole starting five from a year ago. Paul Silas telling Ricky Davis, let's get busy. And Derek Stafford said, I'm not going to let this Cavalier offensive set get started. As you said, Ricky Davis carried it and turned it over.
Yeah, and the reason for the crowd reaction is they're so used to seeing all players do that. Why do you pick now to make that call?
All right, 10 seconds left in the first half. A perplexed Paul Silas looking for his defense to give him a stop. Keon Dooley, that was sweet. He wrapped around and readjusted. 2 seconds left. Newble on the catch. Newble to the hoop. Did not get the roll. As that flashing hard to the hoop to start this third quarter. Cavaliers open with Chris Mim getting the call. And again, if you're just joining us, Carlos Boozer will not return tonight. Sprained his right ankle in that early portion of the second quarter. So it is LeBron James with Ricky Davis, Darius Miles, Chris Mim, and Zydrunas Ilgauskas. I don't know if that basketball slipped out of Darius Miles' hands because he was right there with no resistance and seemed to lose it.
I'm surprised he just didn't dunk the ball there, as the Clipper defense just totally fell asleep on the underneath out of bounds.
Of course, Wilcox, who got into early foul trouble, and Quentin Richardson, who shot just 1 for 12. Cavaliers running the floor with a lot of white shirts. LeBron James rising high to quick punch that baby.
Well, Big Z was just lumbering down the middle of the floor, and seemingly out of nowhere, LeBron James coming hard in from that right wing. Nice wait and find by Darius Miles. Outstanding defensive job by the Cavaliers on their two top scorers, Corey Maggette and Quentin Richardson. 4 for 21 between the two of them.
Sweet stroke there from Quentin Richardson. That was a rainbow three up into the rafters that fell through for Richardson.
He only shoots it at 33%. It's not the worst in the world, but he has so many other better ways, more efficient ways to score that you would think Mike Dunleavy would like to not see him take as many threes as he does.
LeBron James gave that blind dish to Chris Mim, and Zydrunas Ilgauskas will bang it down hard. Z's got 13. Paul Silas really yelling out the defensive signals. So it looks like Quentin Richardson starting to find the range with a couple of threes. And Paul Silas is going to get a timeout here. Just less than a couple minutes into the third quarter. So we'll take it with the Cavaliers, who lead it by 20 over the Clippers. $1 gift certificate from Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry, and a Fox Sports Net gift pack. Now to enter, there's the particulars, set a postcard, daytime phone number, please. Winners will be announced November the 26th. Great to have you along tonight. Hope you're enjoying it. Michael Regai with Matty Gukas here as the Cavaliers for their 4th home win in 5 games. As Ricky Davis on the save after he came and slapped it away. Shot clock at 4. Davis the deep triple. Quentin Richardson's got Maggette ahead of Davis, and Ricky tried to catch him in the open floor. And Corey Maggette will go to the line. Cavaliers have been sharing the basketball extremely well tonight.
Well, we often talk about how contagious passing can be. When you just get one good passer on your team, it seems to filter through to the rest of the players. And of course, that's LeBron James. He had 6 assists in that first half, and some spectacular ones, some basic ones. He has the whole repertoire on how to move the basketball, and his teammates seem to thrive off it, and they have They're not going to become great passers like LeBron James, but at least they're thinking extra pass.
Degree of difficulty rather extreme on that last pass where LeBron is angling through the paint and then kicked it about, what, 20-25 feet all the way to the other side of the floor where Miles was spotted up.
We've seen him contort his body many times where he goes across his body. It's not something that you would recommend to most basketball players or athletes, but obviously LeBron is not like most basketball players.
That's exactly what Jim Paxson was saying to us, the other day at practice. It just amazes when you realize, at 18 years of age, that he has this kind of basketball acumen. Now Ricky Davis came through a seam, and before he could deliver to Darius Miles, that push is going to go on Chris Kaman, his 4th personal foul. So the MAC most valuable player out of Central Michigan last year with 4 personal fouls, he's going to have to sit down, and Peja Drobniak is going to check back in.
Yeah, it's not been a pleasant start for Chris Kaman, who is coming off his best game as a pro in their win against Orlando a few nights ago.
Cavaliers want to post up for Chris Mim, trying to take Wilcox. That's pretty. Right to left through the paint, and the delivery with the left hand. Cavaliers get a rip away from Ricky Davis, but Davis wasn't able to finish. Keon Dooling got fouled by Mim, and on Chris, that'll be his 3rd personal.
Well, we've seen Chris Mim shoot the ball well from the perimeter. We've seen him have good footwork in the low post. It's not too often that we see him put the ball on the floor and extend himself and finish like that. So Chris is obviously playing with more confidence, and his game seems to be developing.
Quentin Richardson took it strong, but then faded away. Looked like he was going to just explode to the hoop and then backed off.
He's going to try to get his numbers any which way he can.
You've been talking about that. LeBron James with that leaper from the baseline that wouldn't go down. LeBron on the night 4 for 10 from the floor. He's got 9 with those 6 assists. Off the Drobniak miss. James to redirect it to keep it alive for the Cavaliers. Darius Miles left it short. James stayed with it and tried to find Zydrunas Ilgauskas. It'll go to the Clips.
Yeah, LeBron came out of nowhere that time to try to save that rebound, which I think Paul Silas was concerned that it might start a fast break, but LeBron, his instincts are so good. You have to live with the occasional mistake from time to time.
Drobniak split that seam between Ilgauskas and before Mim could get there, and that's 3 on Zydrunas. And Peja Drobniak is going to go to the free throw line. Pre-drag, Matty, actually P-R-E-D-R-A-G, and known as Peja, a young man from Yugoslavia.
Yeah, it seemed like he came out of nowhere. Played the last 2 years with the Seattle Supersonics, actually the 49th pick in 1997 by the Washington Wizards, but then went and played 2 years in Yugoslavia, 3 in Turkey. And of course the NBA is looking for the European type player, guys that know the fundamentals, can shoot the basketball. Any big guy that can shoot it from the perimeter can bring value to a team.
A 19-point Cavalier lead against this Clipper ball club that the Cavaliers have beaten 11 of the last 15 times. Cavaliers only had 17 wins a year ago, 2 of them over this LA Clipper squad. That Cavalier turnover. This is Chris Wilcox. Wants to take it on Mim. Good give up to Drobniak. Wilcox, Richardson both there. I'm going to go with Quentin Richardson on that putback.
Yeah, he's been hanging on that offensive board. Nothing mysterious about what the Clippers try to do. Get it down, take a quick shot, and then go chase it on the glass and try to get you to play their game. The Cavaliers did that in the first quarter and almost blew them out of the building.
Well, think about it now with Elton Brand, on the floor, giving them probably anywhere between 18 points and 8 to 10 rebounds a night. Some nights better than that. They feel that they are taking the right steps to be better.
Well, they'll play differently when Elton Brand comes back because he is a legitimate low post threat. And he's a guy that can score 20 for you, get 10 rebounds, and he's an exceptional shot blocker. So you want to slow the game down with him on the floor.
Drobniak, jump hook. It goes down for Peja Drobniak. And the Clippers, closest they've been in quite some time, 15-point lead for the Cavaliers.
And there's some danger in that because of the firepower that Maggette and Richardson, they can knock down a few threes, and all of a sudden you're in some trouble.
Ilgauskas was operating baseline, left it short. Davis got a Cavaliers steal. LeBron James, give it up to Chris Mim, who'll take it strong off glass.
A careless outlet pass by Peja Drabniak, and Ricky Davis, who's really looking quick out on the floor right now, both ends of the floor. Body is alive.
A couple of days to recover from chasing Allen Iverson all over Gund Arena.
Ricky was up and down in that game because he was taken out early in the game for a couple of mistakes. Wasn't involved offensively, but to his credit, stayed with it. Stuck his nose in there and took the challenge on chasing Allen around. We mentioned Allen is not 100%, but nevertheless.
Drobniak will rip it away and take it the length of the floor, send it home strong, and Paul Silas says, wait a minute. What happened to that 26-point lead? Tell you what happened. It's been sliced in half. The Clippers on this third quarter push, 9-2 run, have cut the lead to 13. When we come back on Fox Sports Net. We take a look at tonight's Alltel text message question. All right, here it is for Matty and yours truly. What makes a team slump on free throws? From Denny Beckner and Cuyahoga Falls.
You know, and Denny, you make a good point. Sometimes it seems that way. If one or two shooters misses free throws early in the game, it sometimes carries over to other players. But it's probably really not what happens. And you know, there's just some nights that, for whatever reason, free throws won't drop. And there's really no explanation for it. I once asked Doug Moe, who had a good free throw shooting team in Denver, why they shot over 80%. He said, I got good foul shooters. So,
seems to work.
Yeah. Seems to solve the problem.
Yeah. The Cavaliers had that shot clock at 2 when Darius Miles went back rim with a jumper. So here come the Clippers. They could cut it to 11, maybe to 10 on this script. Drobniak to raise up. Into the hands of Keon Dooling. That triple wouldn't go down from Corey Maggette. That would have cut it to 10.
All of a sudden, Cavaliers look heavy-legged at the defensive end, not moving as quickly as they did in early parts of the game.
LeBron James came up short on that triple try. Chris Mim lost it. Leak out Wilcox. He's a high flyer. And suddenly the Clippers are only down 11.
So the long three attempt by LeBron, and he kind of watched it and was a little upset with the fact that they hit that front rim and didn't get back on defense.
The LA Clippers have shaved 15 points off this Cavalier lead. Mim's short jumper wouldn't fall. Crowd starting to sense that this one could get more dangerous. Drobniak lost the basketball, but before he did, that Cavalier foul is on Darius Miles, as the Cavaliers have missed 8 of their last 9 field goal attempts.
Well, we're seeing a different Predrag Drobniak, who we say is just pretty much an outside shooter, but we've seen him post up some. Here he's putting it on the floor, trying to get a handle on it, but bumped by Zydrunas Ilgauskas. What the Cavaliers need is some kind of a stop, a steal, block shot, a rebound, and get out and get a fast break layup to get that lid off.
Now Richardson on the block against Kevin Ollie. Richardson got swatted from behind by Chris Mim. Again, Cavaliers with that 17 block shots the other night. Look at Dooling on the steal. Clipper team, they want to go up and down. Maggette will trigger a 3. That's right there. And this now is an 8-point Cavalier lead.
And give the Clippers some credit. They are getting more aggressive, and they sense the cold shooting and the kind of the sensing that the Cavaliers thought they had this game in their back pocket. And now they're energized.
Big run for the Clippers. 16-2 version. Now Davis will turn the corner. Ricky got to the hoop. That's a strong finish from Davis.
Well, that'll help because the Cavaliers have been falling into that syndrome of settling for just perimeter jump shots.
The lead is 10. Ricky Davis was 16 to lead the Cavaliers. 16 for Corey Maggette. That's a push on Zydrunas. That is going to be his 4th personal foul, and Paul Silas going to have to make a move here with Sagami Jump.
Yeah, see, standing straight up on defense, and you could see reached out with both arms and just shoved. when Z is at his best defensively is when he's bending those knees just a little bit and being more alert. I think right now, when a team is not going well offensively, and they had been going before, you start to dwell on that and think about what's wrong there instead of just worry about the next play, which happens to be the defensive play that you're involved in.
Well, here's Sagana Jopback. Sagana in the opening half got 6 minutes, had 3 boards, and did not score. Peja Drobniak. Maddie and Ira, just speaking of, has had a strong third quarter. Drobniak's double-doubling tonight with 15 points and 10 boards. 8-point Cavalier lead with 3.5 left in quarter number 3. Sagana Jop thought about Chris Mim, couldn't go there. The double on Ricky Davis. Got to swing the basketball way up top, and LeBron James will rock the rim.
And that was clearly ad-lib. Ricky laughed a little bit as he had to double clutch on that pass and wait for LeBron James to hit the launching pad and get ready to take off, but timed perfectly.
Cavaliers back up by 10 again. LeBron's got 11 with his 4th throwdown dunk of the night. Ricky Davis playing the D, and that's an offensive foul on Quentin Richardson, who doesn't believe it.
Yeah, just a little bit of a hesitation by Ricky Davis as Corey Maggette got caught looking the other way, and LeBron James getting up in the air. Like Ricky's saying, how perfect was that?
Was it just me, or did LeBron kind of recoil almost to say, I got to stay up here a little longer than I thought?
It wasn't just you.
Thank you. Now Chris Mim thinking about loading up that deep jumper. He'll get it right back. Cavaliers by 10 and trying to stretch the lead here. Davis off the curl. Good give up to Mim. He'll smash it. Great look from Ricky Davis.
And you know what's fun to see? Ricky Davis, who is a good passer and can make plays for teammates, and he did it a lot last year. People remember the other things that he's done, but he's having fun passing the ball right now. He's getting almost as big a kick out of making an assist pass than he is scoring himself.
There is Peja Drobniak, as we told you. He's step out beyond that three-point line and connect on threes. He just did a moment ago over Sagana Jop. Drobniak with a huge third quarter.
Ricky coming off that down screen with the curl, and the fact that he comes off textbook perfect and comes off hard, that makes the big man defender react to him, and that's why Chris Mim gets so wide open on the play.
Well, that was Chris Mim on that personal foul, his 4th. Well, this is where losing Carlos Boozer now for the night with a right ankle sprain. Zagrunas with 4 fouls, now Mim with 4 fouls.
And Darius Miles can play some big forward in many cases.
Cavaliers got a rip away. Kevin Ollie got a piece of it. Now Ollie to orchestrate Davis to triple. That would not fall. Keon dueling right now with Quentin Richardson, Corey Maggette, Chris Wilcox, and Peja Drobniak. Richardson sprayed a couple of threes here early. Jop had his hands on it. Davis ahead of the pack. And Ricky got tied up by Corey Maggette. And interesting, in front of referee Derek Collins. So Maggette decided not to, beyond a shadow of a doubt, on Davis. Ricky Davis just booted the basketball about 10 rows deep into the seats. And that's going to cost him.
The quick hands of Sagana Jop coming off with a nifty steal, and then the stand-up tackle by Corey Maggette. And hard to understand what Ricky's doing there. I mean, he can't be all that upset with Corey Maggette, who, yeah, it was hard, and it was one of those borderline flagrant fouls. But the fact that he held him and kept him from going down, kept it, I think, from becoming flagrant. I don't think they called a flagrant foul. They certainly could. But the boot into the stands is a little hard to understand. Now, a week or so ago, we saw Gilbert Arenas throw a ball into the stands at the end of the half and got held out of the whole third quarter by his coach, Eddie Jordan. Here's this hard grab. Yeah, that's not flagrant. That's just a good hard foul. We saw Corey Maggette do it in the first half as well.
That's his second.
Well, we saw the steadiness, Chris Mim there, but for
I guess
a couple minutes, Kevin Ollie was standing near Ricky Davis trying to keep him under control. And now we're going to get a timeout. So Davis is going to be at the free throw line to shoot him. No Clippers lined up on that line. So we'll see. We'll get this sorted out. Take a timeout and come back and see how it breaks down. Ricky Davis will be at the stripe when we get back. Cavaliers by 8.
When you buy a suit from us, we'll press it for free at any of our 500 locations. And if you travel a lot, that comes in handy.
Lifetime free pressing. Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
At Jack Daniels, we've always liked the idea of time capsules, saving the best of the past for future generations. It's the burying part we've never understood.
Look again, look again.
Ford truck season is here. Check out the pickup everyone's talking about. The only truck that's earned the right to be the next F-150. Plus the new Ranger, Heritage, and Super Duty F-150s are here. And truck season means a low monthly lease payment on the 2004 F-150. Only $299 a month. Ford truck season. On now. Be there.
Where you been? Look again.
This one has tightened up considerably in the third quarter, with the Clippers at one point first half down by 26. And Corey Maggette decided not to let Ricky Davis even think about getting a shot attempt off. And he's going to be at the line, Matty, but no flagrant. At least we have not been told there was a flagrant call.
No, and I think what the officials were discussing is whether or not Ricky actually shot the ball or was in the act of shooting. He never got the ball up, but there was no question he was going in on what appeared to be a breakaway layup and was about to shoot it. So the intent was there, obviously, and he will go to the free throw line.
So Ricky on the night was 16, pacing the Cavaliers, who have 5 in double figures tonight. All 4 of the starters and Chris Mim. As Carlos Boozer leaving only 10 minutes played in this one tonight with that sprained right ankle. So Davis trying to extend the Cavaliers lead to 10 once again. Couple of free throw hits for Davis. He's got 18, and the lead is at 10 at 74-64. Silas looking for this Cavalier to finish his third quarter strong. Maggette off that down screen. Watch Ricky Davis. Explosion with a little flavor on the end of it.
I'm a little surprised Ricky hesitated there, which could have enabled Corey Maggette to catch up to him again. I don't think he wants to go through that.
Rodniak trying to take job. Glenn Rice on the floor. The 15-year vet. Rice going to the hole. And then the putback will go down for Chris Wilcox. Well, Glenn Rice, one of the finest shooters with range the NBA has ever seen. But 15 years deep in the league, wanted to take that to the hoop.
Oh, defensively, got to get up on him and take him off that three-point line, make him put the ball on the floor, exactly what the Cavs did.
Chris Mim put the ball on the floor, and Chris Wilcox ripped it away. And now here's Rice with his specialty. That spot-up triple is right there. Matty, I think he'll still shoot that when he's about 80.
Yeah, you sit for about an hour and a half watching the game, haven't touched the ball, I'll just come right off the bench and drive to the basket, knock down a three. He's playing on memory.
The Clippers back in this matchup zone. LeBron James with one. Mim to fire it and got the roll to beat that third quarter buzzer. Chris Mim has had to step in and play big minutes with the Carlos Boozer ankle sprain. Mim with 15 now. Ricky Davis bringing a little spice to it. Cavaliers lead is 9. A wire act going on tonight with LeBron James leading the way in that capacity. We start quarter number 4 inside Gun Arena. You're watching Fox Sports Net, your home for Cavaliers basketball all year long. We welcome you back inside the Gun, along with our producer Bob Pennell, director Doug Johnson. And my partner Matt Gukas, I'm Michael Regak. Kudos to all the crew, of course, as well, as the Cavaliers with this 9-point advantage trying to ring up the LA Clippers. And as we said, the Cavaliers started an important week with back-to-backs twice tomorrow night in Washington, back home Friday against Minnesota, then on the road Saturday in Atlanta. So big week that the Cavaliers are hoping to use to springboard back near 500. LeBron James is going to fade away. Sagana Diop to keep it alive and tried to save, but was standing on that sideline.
Well, in 3 plays in the last 3 minutes or so, Sagana Diop has shown terrific hands, just flicking the ball away, getting a nice steal earlier, and also using some good lateral movement that you don't expect from Sagana Diop.
Well, J.R. Bremer on the floor right now. So is Ira Newble, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Sagana Diop, and LeBron James. This is Chris Wilcox. He'll muscle that in the hole. And one on the Sagana Diop foul. And the Clippers, Matty, you can sense they've caught a spark.
Well, they have to be very fortunate, or feel fortunate, going into this final quarter, only down 9. Drobniak surprising Zydrunas Ilgauskas there with a catch-and-go dribble. And smart play by Drobniak because Z's in some foul trouble, and Drobniak figures he probably won't touch him. So good play to make that pass.
Chris Wilcox starting his 6th consecutive game and averaging 13 points and 8 rebounds as a starter. Completing that 3-point play, and it's a 6-point Cavalier lead. Shot clock now at 6. James off the Diop pick. LeBron in traffic. Keon Dooling on the bounce out. Dooling went way up top to Corey Maggette, who lost the basketball.
Yeah, it looked like it was right there. It looked like maybe Corey Maggette took his eye off it. Last possession, Cavaliers wanted to get the ball inside to Zydrunas Ilgauskas, but didn't move themselves well enough or get the proper spacing to make the entry pass.
And again, Cavalier Ball Club trying to find something they like offensively. It's the closest the Clippers have been since it was 8-2. Ilgauskas will step through. Z got it back, and it lost out of his hands, but LeBron James picking up that loose change and going glass. 13 for LeBron, who 4 times has been at 20 points or better. LeBron shoots about 50% in the Cavalier wins, 40 in the losses. That's pretty for Chris Wilcox. At 6'9" and soft.
Yeah. He looks undersized in there against the big guys, Diop and Ilgauskas, but just really gathered himself to use his jumping ability and then really stuck that arm up there nicely.
This Cavalier lead remains at 6. Ilgauskas traveled with it. Turnover Cavaliers. Chris Mim will return, and that is going to be for whom? Ira Newble? Or no, Sagana Diop. And Kevin Ollie also to check back in. Darius Miles got saddled with his 4th personal foul. Miles sat about the last 7 minutes of the 3rd quarter. And again, the Cavaliers have been without Carlos Boozer since early in the 2nd quarter due to the ankle sprain. 6-point lead. Jumper from Maggette wouldn't go down, and Wilcox shoved off on Ira Newble. Or rather, Melvin Eli got hit with the whistle as he's the one that pushed. It's our Geico Direct moment, and Paul Silas regarding the 17 blocked shots that the Cavaliers sent away against Philly the other night.
Paul, of course, talks about that as he has observed over his long career, claiming he was never a shot blocker. Most of the shots are blocked. You're usually coming off your own man and helping out a teammate.
Ilgauskas will step to the rim, and Z will get to the free throw line. Drobniak looked like he was caught in between there and showed up a little bit late.
Well, the Cavaliers over the last few possessions have done a much better job of entering the ball to Zydrunas Ilgauskas with the good ball movement, swinging it from one side to the other while Bremer was in there. He was the entry passer, and even though JR not shooting the ball well, you still have to respect his perimeter shot, so that creates a little bit more space to make that pass into the big fella.
Cavaliers, the one thing that Paul Silas wants to see picked up is, as a team, 69% from the free throw line this year. And Paul Silas wants to see that more up in that 75% range.
Exactly, because the Cavaliers are so athletic, so quick, and in the case of Z, a big guy that's going to be banging towards the basket, that you're going to get to the free throw line. You got to take advantage of it.
Here's Glenn Rice. It rattled in and out on him. Eli on the glass. Rice got another opportunity and got it back, and he'll re-trigger.
Glenn is getting paid by the shot. He knows he's not going to be in there very long. He figures he better launch.
Well, Rice has in his 4 minutes on the floor. He's fired off 4 shots. This is Kevin Ollie. Ilgauskas trying to keep it alive with Drobniak. He sends Eddie House away. 8.5 left. Cavaliers clinging to this 6-point lead. If you're just joining us, the Cavaliers led by 26 in the first half. Off the hand of Glenn Rice and out of bounds. Turnover, LA Clippers. We're going to get a timeout. Cavaliers get to talk about it, so do the Clippers. Don't go away. As the Cavaliers try to find a way to put away the LA Clips.
Hey! The big lead has gone away, and I think another thing that concerns Paul Silas is how the ball club is going to react in the fourth quarter against Philadelphia the other night. They let what looked like a comfortable lead get away, had to go into overtime to pull that one out. But actually, the more you get yourself in this situation, the more you get comfortable.
Ricky Davis running off that down screen and ringing up that jumper. Ricky has had a solid night shooting it tonight. 8 of 13. He's got 22. Ilgauskas playing Drobniak out at the three-point arc. Now here's Richardson. He tried to cross over, and Z looking to save. Boy, Zadrunas kind of hesitated before he went after the basketball.
I don't know if he saw the ball or not, as Quentin Richardson tried to cross over here. Z saw it and kind of watched it. He would have had that if he reacted in a quicker fashion.
You think that he might have thought it was going to be a kick ball call? Hard to say. Oh, Kevin Ollie went up and thought he had all basketball on Eddie House. But House is going to get to the free throw line as Scott Foster whistled the foul on Ollie.
Eddie House looks like a different player with the different hairdo. Lots of ball there, but also when you come up from behind a guy, generally the offensive player will get the benefit of the doubt with some kind of perceived contact. Eddie had to play quite a few minutes the last couple of years for Pat Riley in Miami.
And played well in stretches.
But not a point guard. He has point guard size. He's more of a scoring type of small guard, which there are so many in the league right now.
All right, House will hit a couple. And this lead is a half dozen. Double team on Ollie. Then we'll make that extra pass. Ricky Davis to tee up the three. Ilgauskas had it. Mim had his hands on it. Still loose. Drobniak to squeeze it. House in a hurry. Rice for three. Wouldn't go down. He had a real clean look. Here's Ollie now on the run.
Good decision by Kevin Ollie. Tried the fast break. Nothing really developed, so pull it back out.
Ollie with that big step into the paint, going to get to the free throw line. This is what Paul Silas wants from Kevin Ollie too, Matty. He's running that offense, come hard off that screen and take it through the paint and go to the hoop.
He is very good at coming off that and getting into the paint, and what he's best at is making a pass from there. What he has trouble doing, and has had throughout his career, is finishing for himself. And many times the reason for that is a player that's a good penetrator gets himself too deep. And then you get you're battling the basket, you're battling the big guys. If you pull up a little shorter, maybe at that restricted line area, now you have a better chance of either making the pass or finishing for yourself.
That Kevin Ollie does well at over 90% on the year. Ollie with a couple of free throw hits. Cavaliers bump the lead to 8 again. Hang on now with 7 minutes left in it. Cavaliers trying to put the Clippers away. Cavaliers had a 28-point lead. That's an offensive foul. Hasn't Ricky Davis been some kind of wonderful on the defensive end? Allen Iverson Saturday night and again tonight.
Well, whatever challenges Paul Silas has presented to Ricky Davis about how to become more of a complete player. Ricky is answering that. He's just playing outstanding defense and, for the most part, terrific offense. It's that occasional kick the ball into the stands that makes you shake your head.
Second time tonight, Ricky Davis has taken the charge after that offensive foul. Davis off the Ogauskas pick. Too strong on the jumper. Mim will keep it alive. Oh, Chris Mim being man-sized down around the rim.
Yeah, Dunleavy's hot. He felt Chris Mim came over the top that time and may have done that. It's usually an automatic call on a weak side rebound like that when the offensive player gets the rebound.
Eddie House on the blow-by. That jumper never got to the iron. And Chris Mim will pull off his 9th board to go along with 17 points. He has really stepped in after the injury to Carlos Boozer. But this is the way Mim's been playing all year long off the bench.
Yeah, so no real surprise.
Shot clock at 3. LeBron James has got to lift the jumper. He's going to miss wide left as that shot clock expired. LeBron 6 for 15 tonight. Maggette will give it up. Richardson hard to the hoop. And he'll get to the free throw line. Quentin Richardson had that real good look at a 3 and decided against it. Is that Darius Miles?
Yep.
That's 5 on Miles with 5:47 left. Chris Mim being big and strong on both ends.
Yeah, let's see if he jumps over the top of the back of Predrag Drodnak. Hard to tell from that angle. Nevertheless, Chris Mim.
AOL now has
this exciting season, and well, for the Cavaliers, Matty, is there a way to get back to how they started so strong tonight? And that is getting the off missed shots to be able to turn the floor over and run the LA Clippers. That really hadn't been the case here in the second half.
Well, what so often happens too in fourth quarters, the game slows down a little bit because the transition defense is much better to take away breaks. But if you make a good enough play at the defensive end, which will create a fast break opportunity, you certainly got to look for it.
Quentin Richardson off those 2 free throw makes now with 13 on the night. LeBron James, size advantage on Eddie House. James will wheel him in the paint. But too shy off that glass into the hands of Melvin Ely, who's back in on the floor.
Yeah, that little shot from LeBron. He shoots it on the way down, tries to avoid contact. He's got to seek the contact there to, if nothing else, get to the line.
Now House came off that down screen. House on the blow by. Eddie House went to the rim with really no resistance after he beat LeBron James up top. Back to a 6-point Cavalier lead. Post up for Chris Mim against Chris Wilcox. Mim, tough jumper that's right there. Chris Mim with 19 on the night.
They can't fault the defense of Chris Wilcox. He played it as well as you can, and Chris Mim just very creative there to just get the shot off.
Cavalier lead back up to 8 again. We approach 4.5 minutes left. House is going to quick trigger. One down by Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Mike Dunleavy didn't look happy with that decision by Eddie House.
Now Marko Jaric, who normally would be playing or possibly be playing in the fourth quarter, he's not played at all in this second half. He's out with a bruised arch.
Yeah, so each ball club losing the starter tonight as Peja Dropniak checks back in. I want to remind you that closed captioning brought to you tonight by the good folks at Metro Health. Darius Miles will sit down as Kevin Ollie comes back in. So Ollie with LeBron James, Ricky Davis, Chris Mims, and Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Shot clock at 5. Davis baseline, got a fade away. And that's going to be number 5 on Chris Mims as he went over the back.
He's been getting away with a couple of those. Figured he might as well keep trying if they're not going to call it. Ricky here just going hard to the spot, knowing the shot clock is winding down. You might get away with one of those every once in a while, but not too often there as he pushed Eddie House out of the way.
Interesting to note, 4 minutes left now. That was team foul number 4 in the Cavaliers, so the Clippers will be in the bonus. And they pick up their next whistle, and team foul number 5 in the Cavaliers. Here's Quentin Richardson trying to break down Davis. Ricky stayed strong, and Richardson, did he look like he changed pivot feet?
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He is a good post player, but actually Ricky had him all locked up. Quentin was thinking about passing the ball, couldn't find anybody, so he changed his pivot foot to get that shot off.
Back to a 6-point Cavalier lead. Chris Mim with 5 fouls, Darius Miles with 5. Shot clock at 5 for Kevin Ollie. Got to get started. Ollie on the drive to the rack, and he'll finish it strong. Talked about that a moment ago. Yeah. Cavaliers needed that, and Ollie delivered it. That shot clock was ready to go.
And Kevin Ollie knew it and just went hard to the basket and gave himself plenty of room to finish that layup.
Corey Maggette thought he was going to get a whistle and did not. Davis being checked by Quentin Richardson. Inside 3 minutes left. Cavaliers with it and by 8. Now James wants a post up. LeBron's heading right to the hole. Didn't go down. He will get to the free throw line. That 6'8", 242-pound body with 7% body fat took some belting right there. And he'll be at the line. We were mentioning about LeBron being able to take contact. Cavaliers lead as they finish this off tonight. Don't forget, coming up next, Cavaliers in the Post, presented by Pontiac. The complete breakdown of the Cavaliers trying to put away the LA Clippers with Andy Baskin and Austin Carr right here on Fox Sports Net. Matty, LeBron James at the free throw line, and Paul Silas, a young basketball team, trying to obviously get better in general, but also finishing games in the fourth quarter. And this is a big part of it right here, the free throw strike.
Well, I still like the play by LeBron James. Got the ball inside, and this time did not shy away. Knew he was going to face a taller player, took it hard, and even if he couldn't get the field goal, made sure he got fouled.
Well, LeBron splits the pair of free throws. He's got 14 on the night, 8 assists, 6 boards. Right near the averages in all 3 categories for LeBron James on the year through his first 10 games as a pro. The Cavalier lead is 9. Now Maggetti's going to raise up. Back into the hands of Chris Wilcox, offensive board for the Clippers. And a fresh 24. 2:20 left in it. Cavaliers lead it by 9. Make it 7 as Drobniak went to work. Easy deuce.
Well, that high pick and roll situation, and Zdrunas Ilgauskas stepped way up top and totally lost sight of Drobniak.
The Clippers down by as many as 28 tonight, and there's the steal from Chris Wilcox. He came to the weak side to help on Ilgauskas.
We saw him do that earlier in this game. The Clippers have done a nice job of that, coming from the weak side, and Z should be alert to it.
Kevin Ollie got caught with 6'9" Chris Wilcox. There's that 5th foul we were talking about in the bonus for the Clippers. So now they could cut the lead possibly down to 5 here with the clock stopped at 1:52.
Chris Wilcox taking advantage of the playing time afforded to him with the Elton Brand injury, leading the NBA in field goal percentage.
Not hurting it tonight. He's 5 for 5.
Yeah, and shooting the free throws very well too. 13 for 16 coming into this ballgame.
A big part of the Maryland Terrapins national championship run in 2002, and left school after his sophomore year. Gary Williams flat out said, "Love what you do for us, Chris, but you're not ready for the NBA. But that's what you need to do."
But if you're going to get picked in the top 10,
well, sure, you got to go. Got to go. You're right. Ollie with a shot clock at 8. Mim from deep. Got it! Huge jumper that goes for Chris Mim, who's got 21 on the night.
Paul Silas did a little body language to help that one go in. I think he sensed that might have been a step or 2 outside Chris Mim's range.
Season high for Mim. Quentin Richardson to triple. Davis kept it alive for Ollie. 8-point Cavalier lead. Pressure on Ollie. James came away with it. 70 seconds left. Clippers got to scramble now. Paul Silas says, let's get into the offense. Shot clock at 6. Ollie going glass and got the roll. Big jumper that fell for Kevin Ollie.
Kevin Ollie has been sharp. Almost threw the ball away on that possession, but that drive earlier in the quarter to beat the 24-second shot clock in that one, that may have just iced it.
The lead up to 10 again. 45 seconds left. Eddie House with that long-range tray. McGetty high in the glass. Cavaliers will run out. LeBron James and Kevin Ollie going to pull it out and got the contact from Eddie House. And this should just about put it away. As Chris Mim, Eddie, as you said, maybe a step outside of the range, but connected.
Well, absolutely no hesitation at all on the part of Chris Mim. And then Kevin Ollie using that Chris Mim screen nicely to free himself up for the little bank shot. And foolish foul here, although Kevin Ollie misses the first one. Foolish foul by the Cavaliers. Clippers had a chance to foul LeBron James, who's been struggling from the line, and instead foul a 90% free throw shooter.
Kevin Ollie with 8, looking for 9. Ollie will connect and split the pair of throws. Mike Dunleavy's going to burn a timeout. 32 seconds left. Cavaliers look like they've ended the 4-game LA Clipper win streak. Now can they put the Clippers to sleep? Come on back and finish it out on Fox Sports Net. 2 seconds left. They're hopeful of getting this one put away, if not already. Big duo tonight. Ricky Davis, who started shooting it well in the opening quarter, and after the Carlos Boozer ankle sprain early second quarter, Chris Mim has done yeoman's work, Matty.
Well, getting the extra playing time and starting this second half because Carlos Boozer unable to go with that sprained ankle, but Chris Mim has been playing well for the last 4 or 5 ball games and earning his playing time.
Yeah, the career high 6 block shots on Saturday night in the win. Didn't score, no points, but comes back tonight with the 10 of 14 effort from the field. 21 points from Mim. Ricky Davis pacing the Cavaliers with 22. Glenn Rice back on the floor. Eddie House will launch the 3. He'll lace the triple. Back to an 8-point game, and the quick foul from Glenn Rice. Might be beating a processional to the free throw line now.
That's why, even with a 10-point lead, 8-point lead, a minute and 20 seconds, you're still not out of the woods with the 3-point capability, and this team has it. Richardson, McGetty, Rice, House all can hit those threes, and now it's a matter of making free throws.
Cavalier win tonight as you look at the free throw story. The Clippers a +10 in that area. But the Clippers shooting just 31% tonight. They were down as low as 17% in the first half when they really got off to that terrible start.
And a big factor tonight is Cavaliers capitalizing on the Clipper turnovers. 15 turnovers turned it into 26 points. And that's very good.
Well, Davis with a couple of free throw hits at the line. Cavaliers bump it up to 10 again. McGetty going baseline. LeBron James challenged him, and that is not what Paul Silas was looking for. To get the clock stopped and let the Clippers shoot free throw.
Yeah, smart play by the Clippers. Don't just come down and launch a 3. Take it hard to the basket. If you get stopped and kick it out for a 3, all well and good, but you throw it up there. Usually the defensive team doesn't want to commit a foul there. There was no question he got hacked.
Corey McGetty 4 of 16 on the night. Quentin Richardson 5 of 19. Between the 2 top scorers in this ball club, and they're in the top 14, the 2 of them in the NBA. Just 9 of 35 from the floor tonight.
And the Clippers are not going to win very many games with those 2 shooting like that.
McGetty will drop a pair of free throws. Cavaliers lead it by 8. James will trigger, and Ricky Davis will go to the free throw line. They'll try to get the Cavaliers to the century mark.
Well, the Clippers have been giving up over the century mark.
Yeah.
Highest in the league at just under 105 a game. But that's the tempo they're playing. That's the pace they're playing. They probably figure without Elton Brand, no sense trying to play a half-court game. And most teams in the league are not used to playing an up-and-down game, and the Clippers just might have the advantage. They certainly did in the last 4 games, and all of which they've won.
For the Cavaliers last season in going 17 and 65, win number 4 did not happen until December 11th, the 23rd game of the year. So the Cavaliers about 3 weeks and 12 games ahead of the pace they were a year ago. Ricky Davis will comply and make 16,000 plus happy at the gun. Cavaliers by 10. Don't want any more whistles. McGetty's runner didn't go down. Eddie House will launch that long tray that goes down. 7-point game, 11 seconds left. Ricky Davis will go right back to the free throw line.
Well, if Ricky Davis can continue to knock down these free throws, he's 8 for 8 in the game, but just 17 for 29, 58% coming in. And of course, we all know Ricky Davis is not a 58% free throw shooter. At worst, in the high 70s. But these are confidence builders. Even though the game looks salted away, you get to the free throw line, you make them coming down the stretch, you feel better. I knew I yapped too much.
We talked about it at the beginning of the show tonight. Darius Miles will help get the Cavaliers off to a quick start. Man, this is a big week now. 4 games in 5 nights, a pair of back-to-backs, and Davis splits the pair. Mike Dunleavy's going to burn a timeout. And for this young Cavalier group, for Paul Silas, we'll continue our thought when we come back. But an opportunity to get closer to the 500 mark by the time Saturday night rolls around, when 3 more games will have been played.